Can he do it? Can he be the first to beat the very hard AI? Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I was challenged by somebody to beat the very hard AI, so here I am. It's going to be a very hard fought battle, and it is a replay commentary. I did have to concentrate quite heavily when I was playing this game. I did actually take a couple of games. Well, I had a game before this which I actually lost, so there we go. I did get smashed by the very hard AI, but then again I tried again the second time and did much better. So this is the game that I'm going to be bringing you today, and going to be showing you off all sorts of stuff in this one. So I'm going to be bringing out the 3rd Armoured Division against the SS Panzer Division. Now the AI is actually using my SS Panzer deck, which I was actually incredibly scared about. We will be covering like all of the units as I'm playing through. Obviously I'm playing against the AI, so I don't really have to go for any sort of line of sight stuff. So I'm just going to keep it in the neutral perspective. We can see how much the AI really cheats, and already you can probably tell. Since this is a 500 point start game, and they are starting with 1000 points because it's very hard AI, and they start with double the amount of points of you. They get, I believe, double the income. I believe they get double the availability. So it sucks in a lot of ways. But the key here is cost efficiency and just efficiency of units. I guess with the AI in general, it's more about basically getting as many kills as you can with each unit so they pay themselves off, especially against like an AI that's cheating. So I basically need to have at least a 2-to-1 kill to death in order to beat them, because that's the only way that I could balance the amount of units that we have. But let's just have a quick look at my composition at the start. I've got a couple units of infantry and a command infantry going to the centre factory. Over on the right side I've got a command M5A1 and an AT gun. Moving up on the right side, over on the left, again, AT gun, command M5A1. A couple of M3 HTs with infantry. This one's going to be going to the factory, and this one on the left side is going to be going into these tree lines over here. Now they are going to be charging down the road with many of these 259s, and these 259s are actually one of my favourite units in the game, and I was quite annoyed that the AI decided to use them against me, but I do have M5A1s. They're a lot more effective against 259s than anything else. Over on the right side, Beau Cromwell, going to be engaging my M5A1, pretty much max range honestly. That M5A1 is going to get shooter knocked out, has already fired multiple shots, so with each shot he is going to get more accurate, and well, boom goes the Cromwell for that ammo explosion. Lovely jubbly. So the M5A1 going to be also shooting at this 251 as well, so going to be able to take out that, and over on this left side my half track does get destroyed, and now the artillery is coming in from the 257. My M5A1 is going to be getting line of sight onto some of these infantry units, doing some damage there, but the infantry engagement is starting in the factory. Now the difference is with like AI compared to like players, it does actually prioritize different things, I believe. So for example, like in the factory, normally that would be quite contested, but for the AI they decided to push down this road, and also on the far left quite a lot. They do push into the town with a few infantry pieces here and there. Over on this side I actually charged the Pack 38 with my M5A1. That's why I managed to get this transmission damage, but I thought I'd get that into range, like 600 meter range, to be able to use the machine guns and then continue that charge. But at the moment this M5A1 not in a great spot honestly, especially with that AT gun being there. Over on this left side my AT gun is getting wrecked by a half track, so that wasn't very fun. So I'm going to be bringing in another M5A1 to cover off the left side. And those M5A1s, the command ones with the 2-star veterancy, are very, very nice at the start of the game. I was kind of worried that they were going to use Fireflies, but the AI didn't actually bring in Fireflies in the end, and I just kept smashing their APCs as they brought them up. So another 259 going down there in the centre. Over on the right side, well, I've got two PaK-38s attacking my M5A1, and yeah, eventually that's going to get destroyed. So there it goes, and stew it down. Here we have the M5A1 moving up, and that's going to come into line of sight eventually of some of this infantry. If we go to my point of view, I can't actually see that infantry at the moment because it's kind of covered behind this wall here. As soon as you get into line of sight, all of the machine guns open up and do a hell of a lot of damage. Over on this side, my half-tracks have arrived with reinforcing infantry. Great thing about the 3rd Armoured deck is your armoured rifles do actually have bazookas. They're going to be utilising them throughout the game to provide a lot of pressure, I guess. Pressure doesn't really work against the AI. Very odd in that respect. But my M5A1 is going to come in and clean up the APC there. And one thing I did have to do, especially with all of these AT guns that the AI was using, was utilise line of sight quite a lot. So you'll see me actually throughout the game, especially with like these M5A1s for example, use line of sight to avoid being hit by that AT gun. So the AT gun's about here, and at the moment I'm just kind of driving it up and to the right so that I maintain this sort of cover from the trees. Same with this M5A1. So that we know that the AT guns around here, and the M5A1 is not only out of range but also covered in terms of line of sight. Now he's going to be hit by this PaK-38, and you can see him actually reversing it behind these two trees so that he can no longer be hit by the PaK-38 but continue to fire to the left. It's also covering off against both of these APCs that are trying to move down the centre. That's what I was trying to do there. If we go back to the neutral's perspective, we can see that I have managed to beat back the AI in the centre. Didn't really take too much in the factory here to push them back, especially them pushing infantry across in the open like that. Never a great idea, and does allow me to kill them off very quickly. This Jeep 30 cal was basically trying to deal with the spare troop, and now I'm bringing up an M3 HT half track there to deal with that. So Jeep going to get back on target. Was worried a little bit about this recon, just going to put them onto return fire and run them away. On this side, my M5A1 does actually take out one of the half tracks there, the autocannon half track, manages to make the other one fall back. Now the M5A1 is going to hopefully be able to finish that off, but what I'm going to do is get the Greyhound here onto target with the PaK-38. PaK-38 actually manages to do a transmission damage onto my M8, but I do manage to bring out the M5A1 in time to pin down that PaK-38 and finish it off. So that was pretty nice. So since I had the M5A1 hidden, the AI actually moved up the PaK gun quite close to it, and as soon as anything's in 600 meter range of an M5A1, it's going to get wrecked, thanks to the 3 30 caliber machine guns that are on it. So I'm still utilising half tracks in the centre to pin down the enemy infantry as they advance. Over on this left side, there is the PaK-38 here, just slowly sneaking into the forest, but is not really affecting my M5A1s just yet. I'm going to be using the M5A1s to hit the 259 there. PaK-38 does actually get an ambushing shot onto my M5A1, and having discovered that, I'm going to be charging the rifles into that forest. I did still have the M8 Greyhound available. That's providing me with the recon I need in order to use the M5A1 to shoot down the road. Over on the right side, well, the AI is now advancing on me with a 259 again. That's going to actually come in range of the Zuka though, and the armoured rifles are going to be able to do a lot of damage, ground damage to the 259 before hitting a second one nearby and forcing that to fall back. If we put this back to my perspective, I'm trying to get rid of this PaK-38 on the left, but I'm very wary of the 259 on this side now, destroying my infantry, so I'm going to keep the infantry in cover so that they don't get destroyed.
Enemy sighted.
And then I'm going to try and get the M5A1 to take that out, and well, with one shot we managed to do so, which was fantastic. We're still currently in Phase A, Phase B in 2 minutes. I was very surprised that the AI did not use the Firefly, because if they had, things may have been quite a bit different. The Firefly is definitely in their deck, by the way. Again, like I said, it's my SS Panzer deck, so I'm pretty sure that it does have the Firefly. I was just very unsure as to why the very hard AI didn't actually take it. I don't know. By the way, they still are getting many more points than me. As you can see, they are constantly reinforcing with so many more units, and I barely have any units on the map. But it's just up to me to really make them cost efficient. I do lose some Panzer Grenadiers in the centre. And you see that all I really have in the centre is like a few units. I've just got 2 units of armoured rifles here and the arm leader. I actually confused myself for a second there by selecting the very hard AI. But either way, do manage to get rid of the AT gun on the left eventually, and an APC there, which as you can see opens up the map quite a lot on the left side. And this M5A1's having an absolute field day, destroying the mortar half-track there, and the M8 Greyhound also takes out another infantry half-track. But I think the key really against, especially the SS Panzer AI, is really to just have something to deal with all of the half-tracks, because they are definitely pushing me very hard with half-tracks. I managed to take out another infantry squad there, which was fantastic. As these Panzer Grenadiers open up onto my Jeep, the M5A1 has a great time pinning down and destroying the Panzer Grenadiers. Managed to pin down the second squad relatively quickly as well. Just look at all of those machine guns fire on the front of that. Got a coaxial, he's got one on the top, and he's got one in his hull. And they just do so much damage to enemy infantry so quickly. Incredible. Now I'm bringing up an AT gun on this left side. Over on the right, got some armoured rifles falling back. That recon squad actually did a lot of damage to my armoured rifles, and they were also being hit by the Cromwell. But finally, as you can see, the Firefly is here. It has joined us on the battlefield, and it's going to start rolling in my direction. I have the M5A1 here. That was moving over to the right to take care of some of the APCs, but I'm just going to be running that off in the other direction, as I do not want it to be attacked by the Firefly. So I want to try and keep this M5A1 alive as long as possible. I'm going to use it here to try and take out this half-track, and do so very easily. And now I'm on a +2 lead, actually, against the very hard AI. This is going to give me a lot of points very quickly, but I'm very worried about Phase B, which has just started. Because in Phase B, well, not only do they have twice as many points as me, but they also have Panthers. And Panthers are definitely stronger than anything I have in the 3rd Armoured deck. Here we can see the M5A1 gets into range of another pack and destroys that very quickly with the help of those 3 machine guns. So that was something I was also having to do throughout this game, and I would recommend others to do, is charge down AT guns. So use line of sight to get as close as you can to them, and then just charge them down. Often an AT gun will actually miss its first shot, unless it's like 2-star vetted, and it's a lot more likely to hit its first shot. But like 1-star vetted, or even like an unvetted AT, you can generally charge them down. They'll pretty much miss their first shot, and then you'll be able to kill them off. My M5A1 over here is making a lot of ground at the moment. Wasn't entirely sure about like pushing too far, because the AI loves to bring in like loads of AT guns, for example. So I was a bit wary about pushing up. If you look at it from my perspective, I can't see anything really on this left side other than the Panzer II, and that Panzer II is engaging my M5A1 there. M5A1 actually wins that engagement and destroys it, so that was very nice. Brought up some reinforcements here, got the armoured rifles to occupy those houses, and I've also got the armoured leader here up vetting those. And now I've got a GMC carrying a 76mm AT gun to the front line. That's a 2-star veteran one. to help take out this Cromwell. So the Cromwell actually gets a shot from the Zuka in the front armor and actually manages to take that out. The armored rifle's doing a fantastic job there. Now I'm going to be trying to use this 76mm AT gun to take out the Firefly. So another Zuka shot goes straight into the front of the Firefly, and well, boom. With the help of the 76mm gun there, we managed to take out the Firefly. A few shots and we succeed. So Firefly down. Over on this left side, well, I do actually manage to lose one of my M5A1s. I believe it was to the recon vehicle here, the SPW233. Here we're going to see the M5A1 engage another Pack 40. We're going to be taking that out. The M5A1, though, unfortunately also in line of sight of the Pack 40 on the right side. And furthermore, we do have the Panzer Grenadiers with the Panzerfaust sneaking up onto my M5A1, and that one man, that lone man on his own, turns the tide on the road, taking out my M5A1. So that was really annoying. Either way, on this side, the AI starts to use smoke onto my rifle's position. Not entirely sure what that was for, as I kind of expected like an infantry push to come behind that, but it didn't. I just kind of sat there with my armoured rifles and that was perfectly okay. Armoured rifles going to open up onto the Speertroop, and we are going to just take those out, which is going to allow the rifles to just hide again. Meanwhile in the town, well, things are basically pretty stable throughout the game. It was pretty much the same. Like we had the armoured rifles taking on the enemy infantry that was basically pushed through in the open, and all I was really doing was using these half tracks, so like the line of sight, to keep them safe whilst also being able to fire upon the enemy infantry. So we managed to take out the infantry unit on the right side of the factory. Now we've got to take care of these two infantry squads that are pushing us here. Now these armoured rifles aren't taking much morale damage, but I am doing a lot of morale damage to them with the help of the half tracks. But what I'm planning to do here is get the Panzer Grenadiers low enough that I can jump towards the armoured rifles and capture them, and then move on to the Pioneers to capture those too. Over on this right side, managed to pick off another one of the half tracks, and now this 76mm AT gun is having a field day against the enemy half tracks. My M8 Greyhound finally goes down on this left side. I believe it was to this AT gun. Now enemy Pioneers running away from my armoured rifles. Still it's a +2 at this point, 61% territory gain, but I am literally waiting on the Panthers to arrive, and as you can see, well, here comes one now. Panther is on his way. Definitely push them back very, very far. I've got a Command M4A1 coming in on the right side. It's going to be hopefully taking out some of these APCs for me. That was the plan. I'm going to try and take out the mortar half track, because that's going to be probably the most annoying thing there. They're going to be taking out some of the infantry half tracks as well, by the looks of things. But the main thing I was worried about was this Panther D. I think at this point, I hadn't quite spotted it yet. We're going to have my M4A1 engage that Pack 38. And yeah, finally I spot the Panther D, so I'm going to have to be very careful about engaging that with the M4A1. Over on this left side, well, with both of my M5A1s destroyed, I am now reliant on a Jumbo. That Jumbo is engaging with a Pack 40. I have the M4A1 take out one of the APCs there, or one of the half tracks. And now going to be trying to take out another one. Panther D is obviously sneaking up on me on that right side. Was very wary of that. The idea was to maybe try and get this 76mm AT gun into range as well. And the M4A1, I mean, it tried to take a shot at the Panther D, but eventually just gets destroyed. So now I'm focusing on this left side. We've got to get the half track engaged with the Pack 40. I probably shouldn't have let the M4A1 die on this right side. I definitely could have used the trees here to block the line of sight and maybe snuck up on that Panther D later on. But either way, Over on the left side, I've got bigger things to worry about. There's 2 more Panther Ds are on their way in. My Jumbo is trying to engage with as many units as it can. This thing having 21 front armor was so helpful throughout this game. By the way, one of my armoured rifles does get destroyed, unfortunately, due to the exceptional fire support. Over on this right side, I believe I managed to destroy the Panther D. I think it was just here as it got side-shotted. There we go, there it is. I managed to just get taken out by the 76mm AT gun. That had 3 stars thanks to the armoured leader here. That did very, very well. Unfortunately, my armoured leader on the left side actually dies. We now have multiple guns on target of this Panther D. So I've got the Jumbo, an M4A375, and the 57mm AT gun, targeting the Panther D to try and panic that and force it to retreat.
Ryan, get down.
The driver is knocked out, and he's falling back. I've just got to keep up the fire there, and the idea at the moment is just to terror them. I'm actually not trying to kill these Panther Ds at the moment. I'm just trying to pin them down and force them to fall back so that I can maintain my ground for the rest of the game. Because I'm pretty sure, like, as soon as they overwhelm me with Panthers, I'm going to be in a very, very bad spot. So again, if I go to the neutral perspective, they're still going to be bringing in loads of units. They have so many more units than I do throughout the game. In comes another Command M4A1. The reason I brought in one of these was basically to upvet my Jumbo and the M4A3 here, so that they could be more effective against the enemy. The enemy has actually brought up 2 Pack 40s now, and they do manage to finish off my last armoured leader in that tree line. So I'm just going to use the time while I can of the M4A3 to pin down some of its infantry in the open, get the Jumbo on target as well, but every time I show my tanks now, Panther Ds are going to be searching for a target. Over on the right, I probably could have utilised moving forward as a half-track here just to probe the position, but I wasn't too sure, since there was some contesting happening on this right side throughout the game, whether or not I could actually push on. So I basically made this primarily a defensive position whilst I pushed elsewhere, like primarily on the left side. Obviously I made a lot of ground in the factory early on, so that worked out well in my favour as well. I did manage to lose a couple of these half-tracks, but I'm just going to be bringing up some reinforcements now. Another half-track with some infantry, and I'm also bringing up 2 76mm AT guns on the left side, so that's the same as these ones. So this 3-star vetted one is going to be the same as those. Enemy AT guns are knocking out all my half-tracks, same with the Panther Ds. And now it's really up to my Jumbo to hold the ground against the Panther Ds until the AT guns arrive. The AT guns dropped off on the road. Wasn't too concerned about them being hit by airstrikes because I hadn't seen any yet. I do manage to take out the enemy recon vehicle, which was very helpful. We go to the very hard AI. He can actually see these 76mm guns on the road. He's not going to do too much about it for a while.
Heads down.
Do see some enemy artillery come in. This Panzerwerfer actually destroyed one of my armoured rifle squads, and now they are going to be pushing back on me with quite a lot of infantry. So we have the Panzer Grenadiers, we've got some Pioneers there, they also have the half-tracks available, and they also have a Pack 40 supporting them to stop my own half-tracks from being effective, so things are not looking particularly good. We are going to see my 76mm AT guns now engage with the Panther Ds. I'm just trying to get the second one into range at the moment so that we can fire both at once. This poor armoured rifles gets pinned down in the bottom side of that tree line. I'm just going to have to fall that back. And now I'm bringing up my M4A1 here just to have a quick pop at the Panther D. Unfortunately misses, and therefore is going to have to retreat from that. Now ideally at this point I would have had like a leader squad to up-vet my 76 mils to 3 stars. But moving this M4A1 over here at the moment is actually really risky, especially with the Panther Ds about. Here we can see the 76mm is going to be attacking that Panther D. We'll be firing another shot, we'll get the shooter knocked out. My Zuka and also the M4A1 actually take out the Panther D on the left side, so that was fantastic. And that allows this M4A1 actually to open up on that Panther D whilst the armoured rifles try and take on the Pioneers and Panzergrenz. And the armoured rifles do actually get taken out in the end, but my 76mm AT guns continue to do work. So we've actually managed to take out the Flak 88, I managed to take out the half track there, and we're also still hitting the Panther D hard on the left side, so that's continuing to fall back. It's getting pretty exciting in the factory as well, as they're trying to overwhelm me with infantry. These Panzer Grenadiers are out in the open at the moment. I definitely could have tried to pin them down with the arm leader or whatever, but I don't think I really noticed that they weren't in the building. Managed to take out another unit on the right side, the carrier unit for the Flak 88 with the 76mm AT gun, and I'm still running a +1 at the moment, so that's good. We are going to see these Panzer Grenadiers and the Pioneers move towards the command M4A1, and they are going to try and hit that with a Panzerfaust, and they do actually do the transmission damage there. But I'm now going to open up on them with all of the machine guns from both the M4A1 and the Jumbo in order to make one of them surrender and the other one run away. Brought in 2 P38s there. They were both trying to kill off this Pack 40 for me. Do actually manage to take out another Flak 88. In comes the Panzerwerfer munitions. Does actually kill off my armoured rifles and does a lot of damage, severe damage to my 76mm AT guns. Not enough to destroy them, definitely to take them down to 3 health, and if they get hit by an enemy tank or something, they will definitely be in a bad spot. By the way, on this side, the M4A1 does go down with the help of the Panther D and the Flak 88. With, well, the territory being forced back to 50-50, there's still 14 minutes until total victory for me, but I am still being pushed back, don't forget, so not looking good. But my AT guns are still going to work where they can, and I'm bringing up more Jumbos just to stem the tide. 2 more Jumbos coming out the road. I've got the M4A3 on the road, just firing up there, and the Jumbo on the left hitting now this MG42 squad. Still not too much happening on this right side. The armoured rifles moving forward slightly. 76mm AT gun is definitely the most important part of that right flank. I'm going to see if I can maybe shoot at their project. Yeah, we killed one of the AT guns. That's really, really good. Definitely going to make me more comfortable with bringing in more armour. Although the majority of my armour at the moment is just running forwards on this left side. I'm just going to take care of these Panthers the best I can, and the only way I can currently do that is with these 76mm AT guns, so it's very important they stay alive. I was very, very lucky that the Panthers kept missing their shots onto this AT gun, because if they hadn't, the crew would have been very dead. And now I've managed to force both of those Panther Ds to fall back, and instead of stopping the Jumbos, I'm actually going to start moving them up the road to take care of not only infantry but the Panther D there as well. Now the great thing about the Jumbo, just like the Stuarts and so on, they do actually have a lot of machine guns. They have 2 30 cals and a 50 cal, so even more armaments than the Stuart, in the fact that they have 50 cal instead of 3 30 cals. Yeah, now the Jumbo is going to be having a field day here. Yes, they are engaging with the Panther Ds, but they're also engaging with infantry, they're engaging with these half-tracks, and the half-tracks shooting at those, the AT guns shooting at the half-tracks as well. This MG squad took a wrong turn. It's going to get suppressed quite heavily by machine guns from those tanks, and the Jumbo's really just holding their ground in the centre now. That's all that I really need them to do, just to hold the ground, allow me to win this game. Because as it continued, obviously you see like there's a Panther D here, you've got two Panther Ds here, you've got a Panther D over on the right side. We've already destroyed a Panther D, they've brought in multiple Flak 88s, they've got the Panzerwerfer, so there's a lot of troops. And they've now decided to bring in the ME-109s with the rocket pods. So, yeah, things not very fun. And the AI definitely cheating the entire time. I do manage to discover and destroy one unit of Panzer Grenadiers. I was a bit worried about this, but thankfully with the Panzerfaust hitting the frontal armour of the Jumbos, not too much to worry about. Jumbo's just going to retreat there as it gets hit by the Panther D. And again, just going back to the premise, all about cost efficiency, and in this case I've brought over a Jumbo on the right side to help deal with multiple units of this infantry. The armoured rifle unfortunately just gets pinned down really hard. And yeah, more Panzer Grenadiers are going to move forwards and try and engage my Jumbo. But as soon as the machine guns get on target along with the main gun, we can just pin them down almost immediately, and once I've done that I can literally charge them and force them to surrender. On the road the Jumbo's still taking a lot of damage. Both tanks are forcing each other to fall back there. Jumbo's continuing to fire at the Panther Ds. Pretty much the same on both sides now. Both as worried as the other. Panzerwerfer comes in, and also the very hard AI with the rockets. We try and hit that as much as possible, but haven't really gone for much AA throughout this game, as I hadn't been seeing any. This lightning's not going to waste its rocket strike, hopefully, and we'll come back round, but the Flak 88 is on target. I've now got a Calliope coming in. This P-38 was going to go and attack the ME-109, but I didn't see them bring in the extra two planes there, so actually lost my P-38. Calliope going to do a ton of damage to this infantry here, and also definitely pin down the Panther D, which does allow my Jumbo to drive on forwards. You can see the Jumbo's now sneaking to the edge of the tree line so that he can take a shot at the Panther D and possibly destroy it. Over on this left side I plugged the gap with a half track, so still winning. I've actually brought it back to a +1 with the 51 and then 52% territory lead, especially in the centre with the Jumbos doing so much work against all of the APCs and infantry, really giving us a lot of ground. So here we go, over on this right side the Jumbo is going to be continuing to engage Panther D. I'm actually bringing out the last 6 rockets from the Calliope as well onto the Panzer guns just to keep them pinned down and stunned. So my Jumbo can just go to work with reloading and continuously trying to kill the Panther D. So as long as the Panther D is falling back, it's not a threat, and that's just giving us like an extra minute or so of peace. 2 more half tracks going down in the centre, and once their half tracks get killed, a lot of their infantry is kind of useless. I kind of find that the AI loves to just run across in the open rather than using the APCs or half-tracks to actually get to a decent location in the first place. So this Jumbo is going to be go ahead and hit this Flak 88 for us. I had to manually fire that because the Jumbo actually tried to change target onto the half-track. I want to get rid of that, obviously, because I don't want that firing into the side of my Jumbo. Down here we do see the Panther D advancing onwards, but well, with me reaching the 2,000 points in 32 minutes and 26 seconds, I managed to beat the very hard AI and win the game. So there you go. Somebody challenged me to do it, and that's the game right there. It wasn't... Oh, well, I mean, it was quite an intense game to play, and honestly, it didn't really come across so much in the replay as to how intense it actually was. Like, playing against multiple Panther Ds like that, like, obviously an absolute spam of troops. They have double the availability, double the points. It's incredibly hard to deal with, and it's all about the cost efficiency. Thankfully, the two AT guns on the left side didn't get targeted by airstrikes, so I managed to get away with like using them to just pick off multiple units. And well, the story of this game really shows in the kills and losses. But here we go. 4,440 kills to 1,795 losses, and you saw towards the end I was almost getting overrun. Like, some of my AT guns did get some valuable kills onto the Panthers, so that didn't really happen. But in a different game where I didn't have so much luck, the AI could have definitely rolled over me towards the end of the game, and I still would have had a 2-to-1 kill death. That's how hard the very hard AI is, because they're just cheating straight up. If we go into the kill list, well, this is where the game begun with the M5A1s. You can see this one got multiple half-track kills with the 20mm cannons, the 259s there. He also got the Panzer II kill. Managed to kill 2 Pak 38s and a Pak 40. Really, really good job by this M5A1. And then we can see this M5A1 also took out a Pak 38, a couple of Panzer Grenadiers, and also multiple half-tracks. Then we can see the 76mm AT guns taking out a Firefly, Panther D, Pak 40, multiple half-tracks again. This one taking out a Pak 40, 2 Flak 88s, another Pak 40 there, a Panther D. So again, really paying themselves off, and this is really what you want to see in the kills to losses against hard AI especially, and very hard AI. So there you go. If you ever want to try this out, you know, go for it. Send me a screenshot of how you do. And I'm not sure if I'm like the first person to do this or not, because I haven't seen anybody else do it. But either way, there you have it. It took me my second try in order to get it done. Not too bad. I basically gave them what I assumed to be the hardest deck to play against. But they didn't really bring out the Fireflies as early as I thought they would. AI will be AI. We'll see what happens when I play them again sometime, but that probably won't be for a while. I'd much prefer playing against players. Just wanted to do this one because it was requested. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.